Before beginning this lesson, please make sure that you have opened your worksheet that is listed with the assignment. It should be the Literary Analysis Social Commentary worksheet. So go ahead and make sure that's open. We're going to be working on this together. Social commentary is writing that offers insights into society, its values, and its customs. We do have social commentary all the time in the world. Think about movies like Super Size Me or the book Fast Food Nation, providing commentary about our addiction to fast food and the effects that it has on people. You hear social commentary all the time in sitcoms. We have characters who reflect different stereotypes in our society. All of that is social commentary, and that was going on even as far back as Geoffrey Chaucer's time period. The Canterbury Tales is full of commentary about different groups in his society and just the way the society ran during that time period. As you can see on the worksheet, it does give you a little bit of information. Let me just highlight that for you. They do each represent a different segment of society. So as you go through, you meet people of the military, such as the knight. You have your religious groups like the nun, we have the pardoner, we have the friar. We have the merchant, so we have people who are working in the business class. So groups from all different walks of life Chaucer includes in this pilgrimage. And from his descriptions, he gives us a little bit of insight what these groups were like as he saw them during the time period. So, on the worksheet, you're going to see 3 different passages that were taken from the prologue, and in each passage we learn something about that type of person or that group during this time period. Now remember, this was Geoffrey Chaucer's opinion, so not necessarily true for every knight or every nun, but this was the way he viewed things. So let's take a look at the knight. First thing you should do for each of these is take a moment to read the passage. So we'll read the first one together. There was a knight, a most distinguished man, who from the day on which he first began to ride abroad, had followed chivalry, truth, honor, generousness, and courtesy. The first thing I want you to do when you read one of these passages is try to decide, is Geoffrey Chaucer looking at this person, at this group, in a positive or in a negative light? Okay, we know the knight's distinguished. He's following chivalry, truth, honor, generousness, and courtesy. I would say that all of those are pretty positive reflections on him. So, we're going to just list this as being a positive reflection. There's no need for the text to be giant, so if it does that to you, just change it to a normal size. So what commentary is Chaucer making about the knight and about people in that social group? Well, we know it's positive, and it looks like this knight is exactly what we would expect a knight to be. We expect a knight to be chivalrous, we expect a knight to be very honorable, generous, we expect a knight to act with courtesy. You don't certainly expect a knight to be walking around rude to people, so this knight seems to be exactly what we would expect. So, okay, so go ahead and type that into the box just as I did, and then we're going to move on to our next character, the nun. Again, take a moment to read what Chaucer says about the nun. This is only a small excerpt again. There also was a nun, a prioress. Prioress is just another name for a nun. Her way of smiling very simple and coy. At meat her manners were well taught withal. No morsel from her lips did she let fall, nor dipped her fingers in the sauce too deep, but she could carry a morsel up and keep the smallest drop from falling on her breast. So, first of all, what do we think? Is this going to be positive or negative? In order to decide this, we should really consider what we would expect a nun to be like. Normally when we think of nuns, what do we think of? Well, we think of very modest women. They've devoted their lives to God. Oftentimes we think of nuns being in a very plain, what's called a habit, that black gown that they wear with the headpiece on. And now let's look at what Chaucer says about this nun. We know she has this smile that's simple but coy. Coy almost has a flirtatious turn to it. And then he goes on to talk about her manners. She's a very delicate eater. She's a high-class eater. She's never messy. This is not how we normally think about a nun. No mention is made of how religious she is, or how caring or generous or anything like that. So we seem to get a negative reflection. Again, the whole idea of her having this simple and coy smile almost gives it a flirtatious tone. You kind of have to wonder what's going on with this smile that she has. Okay, and, of course, we think of nuns as being very godly, modest, religious women. Yet there is no mention here of anything religious. It seems like he's saying that members of this group were more concerned about their appearance and about appearing to be mannerly than they were actually concerned about what their true place in life was, which was spreading the religion of the time. So not the most positive reflection of the nun and of people of that social sphere. The third one on this worksheet is the merchant. I would like you to do this one on your own, again following the same steps that we followed with the first two, with the knight and with the nun. So first of all, read it, then take some time to look at it carefully and decide, is this a positive reflection or is it a negative reflection? And then consider what we would expect the merchant to be like versus what the merchant is actually like. What is this saying about merchants, about businessmen of this time period? So you're going to finish that third one, and then you're going to submit the whole worksheet to me as an assignment. You can copy and paste it in the box, or you can save it and upload it as a document. As always, if you have any questions, please let me know. Thanks!